Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Stephen King's The Stand. And I did listen to the audiobook, but I do own a copy of the book, as I've kind of transitioned into just listening to audiobooks for now. But this was definitely at the top of my to-read list. I'm a big Stephen King fan. I appreciate what he's able to do with horror and fantasy, and really finding like the deep resonant elements of humanity while mixing them impressively with those genres. And it was very interesting reading this post-COVID pandemic, because the story of this is this disease, this pandemic happens and causes all kinds of chaos, and we connect with all different types of characters across the United States as they're dealing with their own drama, dealing with this situation, while two overall like entities, including one of evil and one of good, are trying to kind of influence how things are going and bringing things together. And I did watch the most recent The Stand miniseries that was on CBS All Access before it turned into Paramount Plus. And this book is a lot. So, and it's a lot. I feel like there's definitely a reason why like this is the complete and uncut edition of it, because there's definitely things I feel like could have been trimmed down. Obviously, like, you're getting some deep dive into these characters' lives and really getting a rich understanding of where they're coming from, and I think that's one of the things that Stephen King does so well. But do we need all of it? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of it, and Stephen King's also not afraid to he's not shy in terms of leaning into real, unadulterated graphic language in terms of characters and stuff like that. But like after a while, I feel like there was just so much of it in this particular book. That's why I just feel like so much of this book was a lot. And in general, though, the content of it is fascinating. You really connect with these characters. You see people from all walks of life and how they would deal with such a situation of like the government coming in, people dying of disease, and when a dark, influential, and manipulative entity shows up and tries to tell everybody that these downtrodden, they're better than this and they should rise up and take power and stuff like that. The Randall Flagg character, the Man in Black, who recurs through Stephen King's books, is such a fascinating antagonist. And I think he makes one of the most interesting pieces of this book, because he keeps pushing our buttons in terms of like the darkness of humanity. And he feels also quite relevant today in terms of particular leaders who do many of the same exact things. And he is such a fascinating character in this. And, you know, I feel like you connect with the main characters throughout the book, getting to understand their experiences, and you go on this journey that has twists and turns and is fascinating in this post-apocalyptic dark world that's created. And it's one of those kinds of things where it might not have the most narrative thrust all the time, but it is something that you're always compelled by what's on the page, because Stephen King is such a fascinating and engrossing author and writer, and you could just feel what he's trying to convey through his writing and his characters. And throughout this, he was trying to create this epic, a la like Lord of the Rings, except this American epic going across the country, dealing with all of this. And I feel like there's certain characters that do really stand out. And, you know, Mother Abigail is an interesting character, as she's this prophet and seen in this way, and she's the perfect foil to Randall Flagg. And you have all of our main characters who are put in a lot of challenging situations. We see all the different things that they have to go through along this journey. And then you have these two, like, bigger supporting characters that stand more in terms of, like, themes and ideas that are also very interesting and engrossing, that kind of anchor the story as well. So overall, I think this is despite being over long and drawn out and maybe focusing a little too much on too much and maybe being a little excessive in certain things, this is an incredible work from an incredible author that really was able to find a fascinating way of taking us deep into such a now very relevant and relatable situation, while also still being able to incorporate those fantastical elements that are really a big trademark of what King does. But those are my thoughts on The Stand. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some books. But thank you as always for tuning in, supporting your Wasteland reviewer.